I'm just gonna go through everything that I have crocheted. I also have a list of stuff that I don't have with me so I can talk about them. And then I'm just going to insert like pictures and stuff because I gave a lot away as gifts. Also, since I did not mention this when I was filming, this is editing me, I did start crocheting in the end of February. So I basically had the whole year of crochet. And I also don't really follow patterns. It's all mostly freehand, and if I did follow a pattern, I will say. This was the first thing that I ever made for myself. It is this little yarn blue sweater, and I wore it in Italy, and it has this blue yarn. I got it all at the thrift store. We have this lovely yarn and fabric thrift store where I am living for college, and I go all the time, and that's where I get almost all the yarn that I've used is from that thrift store. But yeah, there's just a bunch of double crochets, and I just did front panel, back panel, sleeves, and it's my favorite. I love it so much. I'm gonna keep it forever because it's the first thing that I ever really made, like clothing wise, and I'm obsessed. And it's also just so soft and drapey, which is really nice because sometimes crochet can be really stiff. Also, I'm not going in order. Yes, that was like kind of the first thing that I made, but it's not in order, trust me. This is actually I'm just grabbing things. Next thing is this sweater. I made this sweater in November, and it took me a very long time to make because it's huge. I accidentally made it a little big, but that's okay. I basically just did a square for the front and square for the back, did a little neck shaping and 2 sleeves, and it's in my fall crochet video. So it's really stiff even after I like washed it and blocked it and stuff, just because it's acrylic. And it was like really stiff acrylic, not like the soft kind, but I still wear it. It's very warm, very comfy, and yeah, it's very large. Little headband, I made this over the summer. It's just a bunch of single crochets with like the smallest yarn ever, so it did take a good chunk amount of time. And yeah, it's really cute though. I do wear it on occasion. This little granny square vest was also in my fall crochet video. This is a bunch of granny squares. I kind of explained it a little bit in that video, so if you want to see the process, I would just go there, but I really do like this a lot. I don't know, some people don't like granny squares, but I love granny squares. You'll see later when I talk about a different cardigan that I made granny squares, it kind of like bubbles because I just did like slip stitches, but with this I did like the invisible join like mattress stitch, I'm pretty sure is what it's called. So it looks better. For everything up to here, yarn has been thrifted. Same with this. This was thrifted like creamish yarn, and then this yarn had like this like tweed. I don't know what tweed is really, that's just what I think tweed is. Like yarn fibers that are different colors, but it's green and it's really cute and I love it. And it ties in the front. So cute. This sweater. So the white in this sweater is thrifted. The green, my mom actually bought for me from Joann's, I'm pretty sure, or was it Michael's? I don't know. It was again just crochet yarn, crochet thread. I don't know what you want to call it, but little mini yarn, and I just doubled up the green and the white throughout the entire sweater except for this star right here. I just got rid of the green, and the amount of ends I had to weave in was insane, but very cute. The sleeves are a little bit tight and I have to stretch it, like, because crochet stretches, so every time before I wear it I just kind of like, but this was just me practicing making the star with this green. I like it, however the star is very large, and so it goes from like my top to like my bottom, and so, well, of my torso. But it's cute. If I did it again though, I would just make the star a little smaller so it wouldn't just be my entire front portion. Okay, so this guy is actually a pretty funny story. I was at the airport and I was sitting in my terminal, and I thought that would be my actual terminal the entire time. Unfortunately, the terminal switched, but I didn't know it switched because I was just looking at my online boarding pass and I didn't like check the, anyway, it was this whole thing. So I missed my flight and I had to stay the night at the airport, and I made this whole shirt at the airport. It was my first time doing anything raglan, and also the last time because I have yet to do it again, but it's a raglan shirt, and what I didn't know is that once you connect these arm sleeves, you're supposed to add more so that it's like looser, and I didn't do that, so it kind of fits a little weird where the sleeves are like a little too low. I don't know, it's a little strange, but the colors are cute. Reminds me of a watermelon. Thrifted yarn. Yeah. This yarn was actually not thrifted. A couple days before my birthday, I went to a yarn store with my mother. So I got this mohair silk blend, and I just made this mesh shirt. Super cute, super fuzzy, so the little mohair does get everywhere. Like, I wear like a tank top under, and it always gets just hairy because as you can see, mohair is very fuzzy, but I do really like the colors of this, and I have a little bit of extra, not enough to like really do much with it, but one day I will do something with that. And yeah, I really like it. Super cute. I'm also not really sure what I'm supposed to be saying about all my stuff, to be honest, because it's just there. So after I finished my blue sweater mini yarn, like the first thing I ever made really, I started this one, and it's purple, and I really like the purple. Again, the yarn is all thrifted. Actually, no, it isn't. I thrifted this lighter yarn and the white yarn, and then when I was crocheting, I realized I wouldn't have enough of the lighter yarn to actually finish the shirt. And so then I went to Joann's to try to match the yarn, but I couldn't, and I got this darker shade instead and just like alternated. So yeah, half the yarn is thrifted. But yeah, really cute. Oh, funny thing is, I was making this in my Be Real one time, and then my sister commented and was like, is that for me? And I was like, in my head I was like, well, actually it was supposed to be for me. But then I was like, you know, maybe I should give it to her. So then I was like, yeah. And then when I finished it, I accidentally made it like huge on accident. Like it goes out a lot, and she likes to wear like smaller things. So I was like, oh, sorry, it's mine. Even though it was supposed to be mine to begin with. But then I was like, yeah, it was supposed to be mine, then it was supposed to be hers, and now it's mine. Okay, this yarn is beautiful. It's like alpaca something. I don't know. It's like really soft. It's just beautiful yarn. It's just changes colors, and it's sparkly a little bit. Like if you can see, there's some like thread. I don't know. But yeah, so I made this on the plane when I was going to Italy. Once I got to Italy, I ran out of the yarn and I wasn't done yet, and I was like, shoot, this is thrifted yarn, I'm not gonna ever find more. And I was stressed out. I was like, what am I gonna do? And so then I ended up not working on this at all because I didn't have the yarn, and I went home and I was like praying. I was searching through my yarn bucket, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to find this yarn. Hopefully I have another thing, and I just didn't pack it with me. And I did. I had another, and so luckily it got me to finish this. The yarn is completely gone. Like I used the very last of it. Yeah, it's beautiful yarn, and it's so soft. And then I just added this frill. I don't really know how I did that. A bunch of double crochets and like chains and stuff. I'm not sure, but it's like really cute, and it ties in the front, and I have worn this a couple times. I really do like this. It's one of my favorite things, actually. I made this shirt. So I went to California this summer with my friends. We did a little road trip. I brought this blue and white like yarn that was like twirled together, and I thrifted it, and I didn't have a ton of it, so I was like, I'll just make a little mesh like swimsuit cover kind of looking thing. So I did, but it was like too short and I never wore it. And so when I got back to college, I decided to add this like lighter blue and white twirled yarn that I also thrifted, and I added it around, and it's just like this cute little shrug. I don't really wear it very often, but it is very cute, and I do like it. And it is made from, it's not the treble crochet, it's like even more. I like wrapped it around 3 times instead of 2 times. And so it made these like really tall. Ran out of this yarn completely too, by the way. It had like maybe this much of a tail left when I finished, and then that's why it was so short, and I had to add this other yarn. But I do actually like this other yarn. It adds a little bit of character. This one, I don't really wear very often, but it's a cool idea. I found all of these red and tan squares at the thrift store, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make something out of this. And I was like, I'm just gonna make a like little cardigan. And then I realized I didn't have the patience to crochet that many more squares, even though I really didn't make that many. But I made like this blue one, and I made this blue and tan one, and this blue one, and I made this tan one right here, and this blue one. Anyway, but there's all these really cool like cables and just cool crochet, and I wanted them all, so I took them all and I made this. What I didn't realize at the time is that the blue and the red and the tan kind of look like 4th of July vibes, so I don't ever wear this. I might wear it on 4th of July, but I don't know. It's cute though, and I feel like other people could like just wear it and it would be cute on them, but I'm not that person. So I may be selling this. If you want it, let me know in the comments. I have to figure out my prices still. I am actually setting up a little shop. If you check out my Instagram, I just made it like literally yesterday as I'm filming this. If you want to follow that and stay tuned with the stuff that I'm making as I'm making it, and buy things or see what I am selling if you want to do that, or just you want to support me because you're cool like that, here's my Instagram, follow it. Okay, next, this massive skirt. It is huge. I started this one a long time ago. I started it when I was flying home from Italy, and I got a little bit done, and I increased so much at the beginning that it was just so poofy. And I started this in June and I finished it in November. So that tells you a little bit of how it went. It took a long time, and I used all these yarns. They're from the thrift store or excess from a project that I have made. But yeah, I love green, as you can tell. This used up all of my green though. I literally have no green left in my stash, but it's cute. It's hard to make outfits with it. So if you have any ideas of how I can style it, let me know, because I don't know, it's just so poofy. And I had to add this ribbon to tie it tighter because it was like really loose at the top. I tried to add this stretchy, oh, what's it called? Elastic, but it did not work because it's just so heavy. And anyway, cute though. And I did start with treble crochets at the beginning, or sorry, half double crochets at the beginning, and then I started getting lazy and started doing double crochets somewhere, and then I got even more lazy and started doing treble crochets at the end. So yeah, you can just see how I was just done with this project and I wanted to get it done so quickly, and it was not quick, but it did get done. Next thing I have with me is this little checkered bag. Just do the double crochets, some chunky yarn. I thrifted this yarn. I don't really use it all that often. I have a ton of bags. If you watch my sewing video, everything that I've sewed, you can see I do have probably way too many bags, but here's one of them. But this one's crocheted. And yeah, I'm not gonna stop anytime soon because I'm gonna start selling my bags. So if you're interested, check it out. It's just this checkered bag. It's not my favorite, but it's cute and I like green. And yeah, I wore it a couple times over the summer. And it's not like a tote bag either because I ran out of yarn, so it's just like a little handbag or arm bag. I don't know. It's cute. Last thing I have with me is this blanket. It's not yet done. It is still in progress, and I'm making it for my brother for his birthday. You can see it. I don't want to really unfold it too much right now because I'm lazy, but you can see it in the video because I took a video of me holding it up. So yeah, this, I just got all of this blue multicolored like ombre yarn at the at the yarn thrift store, and I was obsessed with it, and I bought all of it because there was like a massive amount there, and so I was like, I just need it all. And then I was like, why did I buy this all? I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. So I started just making this blanket, and it's been like 3 skeins of that yarn. Some of them were like already partly used, but yeah, I like it, and I still have more, and I'm gonna add more to it. That's that blanket. Now I'm gonna start talking about stuff that I don't have with me, but my family members are sending me pictures of them wearing it, or I'll just pull up a picture of me wearing it if I have it from when I made it. I have class in an hour, so I do have to hurry up. So first thing, I did mention making a granny square cardigan kind of earlier. Anyway, I made that for my brother for his birthday, and it took almost the entire month of August. I did make some other smaller projects in that month, but I made that cardigan for him, and it took a very long amount of time, and it's not even like long enough. I do kind of feel bad because it's a little short, but I mean, he likes it. It works. Yeah, made a bunch of granny squares. There's a video on my channel of that if you want to check it out. Okay, next thing I have written down, it's everything I made for my mother. I made my mom a shirt for Christmas. Small yarn, all of it's thrifted. It took a very long amount of time as well. It's also in my Christmas making gift video. And then I also made her a bag similar to my green checkered bag, but it is not green, it is blue and multicolored pinkish purple. The funny thing is I made the green one for her initially, and then my dad like told her it was for her, and then she told me like, hey, I know you made this for me, but would you make me one of the different colors and make the straps longer so I can like, I don't know, it was like this thing. She was being really picky with her birthday present, but she took me to the store and bought me the green yarn that I made with the little green yarn sweater with the star on it in exchange for having to make another bag. So that's the funny story about that one. I made her that bag, and then I also made her these 2 headbands. She wanted a white headband, and I made her one, but apparently it's off-white. Again, my mom is very picky with her gifts apparently, but it was off-white, and I made it like a shell stitch with like bigger yarn, and it was really cute. And she likes it, but she wanted also a small yarn one like the one that I made myself, with actually pure white yarn and not off-white. So I made her one as well. She paid for that one, a big amount for that one, because she bought me a bunch of fabric and yarn from the thrift store in exchange for that, and it was like $60 of yarn and fabric. It was crazy, but thanks, Mom. You're amazing. Love you. I made her the bag, the 2 headbands, the shirt. I think that's it that I made for my mother. We're gonna go to my dad. I made him a sweater he really likes the Colts, and I as well like the Colts, like the football team. So I made him a sweater with the color of Colts, so like royal blue and white. And then I added a horseshoe in the front, or that could be the back. It's reversible, or not reversible, but like, you know what I mean. And on the back or front, whatever you want it to be, it says Colts, and I like it a lot. Unfortunately, the neck was a little too small for him and it did not fit over his head. So over Christmas, I had to fix that, and it was not fun, but whatever. That's all I made for my dad. Next thing is my sister. I made her a shell stitch purple shirt, and it's really cute. And I also made her a flower sweater. So it was like kind of like all over like Instagram and like YouTube and TikTok and stuff like this summer and spring, but it was like the flower like filet crochet kind of. She sent me these pictures. She's cute, but yeah, the sweater's cuter. She really likes the color purple, and that's why they're both purple. And yeah, that's it. Oh, the purple shell stitch one, I bought that yarn at Michael's, and if I don't tell you where the yarn's from, just assume it's thrifted. So Michael's is where the shell stitch one is, and then the purple flower is from the thrift store, most of it, actually all of it, but I got this massive ball of it and I tried to make it and I ran out near the end, so I had to like use this other yarn to like fill in the spots and like to like finish the panel. And it's a little different color, but it doesn't really matter. You can't really tell, but it's just funny. There's two different yarns. Anyway, the next thing that I have on my list is the bag that I made for my friend. Her name's Nicole. She's beautiful. I love her. But I made her this bag and I even lined it. I added some fabric in, and this is one of the first things that I made as well. So this was like back in the day. And so again, it kind of bubbles out because I just like didn't really know how to join it very well, but it looks good. I do like it. It's like this like patchwork pink and white bag. It's very cute. Next thing that I have on my list is I made a couple bucket hats. I made one for my roommate and friend. Here's a picture. Yep. And then I made one for my brother. That was actually the first thing that I ever made crochet wise, like an actual finished project. It was my brother's green bucket hat. And then I made my friend one, but I ended up giving it to my mom because I didn't like the end result as much as I thought I did. So that's another thing I made my mom, but it wasn't specifically for her at the beginning. I also made a blanket for my boss back at home in Arizona. I work at a physical therapy office, and so she just had a baby, and I was like, you know, kind of want to make her a blanket. And so I saw the tulip stitch on Instagram and I really wanted to try it, and so I bought the blanket yarn and stuff from Michael's, I'm pretty sure, with my dad. He actually bought it, thanks Dad. But I made all these tulips and it was very cute. I really liked the blanket and how it turned out. And I did a little scalloped edge. It was so cute. Okay, anyway, hope she likes it. I did see her over Christmas and she's like, I used it this morning, it's so cute. So anyway, love her. Okay, next thing is I made a donkey. I actually have this with me. I'll grab it in a second. But first, I made a shark for my cousin because she really likes sharks, and so I made her a little shark. First time ever doing like amigurumi. I don't know how to say it. Amigurumi. I have no idea if that was correct at all. It definitely wasn't, actually. I do know that it wasn't right. But anyway, made her that. I followed a tutorial on YouTube. And then I also made a donkey. This one was freehand, and that's why it looks horrible. Let me grab it. So cute. It's just this really weird looking donkey. Definitely it's not what a donkey looks like, but for one of my classes, I had to read Narnia, and for a project, we had to do something physical. And so my physical project, I decided to crochet because everyone in the class knows I crochet because I crochet in that class. I don't crochet in any other class but that class because I was like, whatever, I don't care what people perceive me to be in this class. So I crocheted in that class. Anyway, so I made this donkey, and yeah, everyone loved it because in Narnia there's a donkey that wears a lion mane. Anyway, and so I added a scrunchie as well that I also crocheted. I gave it to my mom. She's gotten so many gifts. Mother, you always say I don't give you stuff. I do. Anyway, but it was just a ponytail and like a ponytail holder, and then I just crocheted double crochets around until it was like a scrunchie, but it was orange, so I added it as the mane so it kind of like fit the vibe. But yeah, this is the little donkey. Okay, this is me editing. I totally forgot to mention the yellow shell stitch shirt that I made for my friend, and it was honestly one of my favorite things that I made this year. I would need to make one for myself. That's it. That's the last thing that I made. So if you watched the whole video, thank you. I'm sorry I'm talking really fast, but I do have to get going to class very soon, so trying to get this wrapped up. Thanks for watching. Maybe subscribe if you feel like it, and like the video too. That would be helpful as well. Okay, and yeah, check out the Instagram. I'm learning how to knit, so next year there will be a crochet, knit, and sewing video. Bye.